So this picture is somewhat dated, but for the sake of what I want to talk about today, it'll do. So to the left, you see blue and light blue. To the right, you see blue and purple. There was a point in time, up until about 2021, where even with correction, even with glasses, this all looked the same to me. I couldn't tell the difference between blue and purple, but now, even with no correction, I can finally see it clear as day. And I told this story in a previous video where how in 2021 I realized the final step that I needed to take. I realized like what I was doing wrong the entire time. I realized that you have to relinquish control to gain control. If I remember which video I talked about that, then I'll link it towards the end of the video like I usually do. But for now, let's go ahead and turn this screenshot off and let's talk about what I want to talk about. So yeah, I know I said that I was going to shave when I got home from the gym, but I forgot. I broke my fucking razor a while ago, so sometime tomorrow I'm going to need to go and buy another razor. Because I'm going through it right now, man. My hair looks like shit. My facial hair looks like shit. So, yeah, I'm going through it right now. Let me turn the fan up so I don't overheat while I'm making this. But yeah, so I made a post. So I made a video essentially talking about how people think that because there was another dude who made similar videos, the schizo dude, you know, people thought that I was like worshiping him and trying to be like him, even though there's clear differences in what we talk about, even though we talk about the same type of thing. And I said that I wasn't going to cover those differences specifically because it would be better if you guys just learn what dude had that was incorrect in his book on your own. But I am going to cover one specific thing. Shout out to the boy Wilson Brown. He especially needs to hear this. So, one of the things that dude said in his book is that once you finally get it, you begin to age in reverse back to your prime years, right? Now, whatever your prime years are, that depends on you and your genetics. Some people prime at 21, some people prime at 16, some people prime at 35. It just depends, right? You know, there was a dude that I met yesterday. He tried to say that we're the same age. We're around the same age. He was 23. And I'm like, no, we're not. I'm close to 10 years older than you, right? And I really don't like when people try to be like overly friendly with me, but he insisted. So, you know, I engaged in conversation. But he's not completely wrong when he says that your body does begin to age in reverse. But because he capped at a certain level, there's something else he never got to experience. As I talked about when I was showing y'all the picture, I never was able to tell the difference between blue and purple, even with correction, right? I could never see the different types of green with the trees and the grass, even with correction. Until in 2021, I realized what I was doing wrong. Anything that has free will, you gotta let it use its free will. You can't go around trying to control people. That was the final step that I needed to take. In 2021, I realized you need to relinquish control to gain control, right? Anything that has free will, you gotta just let it do what thou wills. Now, you motherfuckers that think that humans are animals and that humans are animals are the same thing, this is going to be beyond your comprehension because you can tell an animal what to do all day and nothing negative is going to happen. But when you start trying to tell something that has free will, a human being, what to do, there's consequences for that. And I learned that there's consequences for that. And now, even without correction, I can see the blue and I can see the purple and I can see all the green. I can see all the colors clear as day now. Like, and what dude was saying is that if you're 50 and you get it, and there's nothing that stops the process, if there's no serious violations of natural law, if there's nothing that stops the process, and your prime age was 21, 50 minus 21, that's what, 29? 224, yeah, 29. He was saying that it would take you 29 years to reverse back to what you were before and undo the damage. Not really. Again, in 2021, I was 27 or 26, one of those. I was never able to tell the difference between blue and purple until 2021. It didn't take 20 years of reversal for my eyes to adapt and finally see what I could never see before. It was, I don't want to say instant, because like my eyes improve on a yearly basis now. I have to watch myself when I'm driving, because I can see so far now that things that are like miles away seem like they're up close. And when I'm driving, I gotta like reel it in and realize I gotta pay attention to what's in front of me right now, right? Because, you know, when you've never been able to see that well and you can now suddenly see shit aeons away, and you can see all the colors, and you can just see all the shit that you could never see before, it's a different experience. So I'm still taking it all in. But that didn't take 20 years of reversal. That's something that dude got wrong in his book that I wanted to clear up, that I wanted to clarify, that I wanted Wilson Brown to hear, because Wilson Brown, you type all kinds of comments about how you've had anxiety for 20 years and you could cure it if you want to. Dude, it doesn't... Why do you guys think I made that live stream talking about if something is effective, you see results immediately? It doesn't take 20 fucking years. Wilson Brown, if I drop you in North Korea, you're going to lose that anxiety fast. You're either going to lose that anxiety or die with it, right? Motherfuckers who say they can't lose weight. If I drop you in the middle of nowhere, you're going to lose weight. And you're going to learn to adapt on a balanced diet, or you're going to die, you know, being what you are. Now, I'm not telling anybody that they need to put themselves in extreme conditions to improve, because you fucking don't. I didn't have to put myself in extreme conditions to improve. I just had to sit down because I realized I stagnated, right? I realized that I had reached a certain point and I wasn't content with where I was at, right? I sat down and I realized free will. Free will. Humans want to be free. What happens if you restrict another human being's freedom? Oh, that's a violation of natural law. Negative things happen. And I've told this story somewhere in a previous video. The chick I was dating at the time, she liked being told what to do. I told her I wasn't going to tell her what to do anymore. She has enough information, she can decide her own path. And then she gave, oh, well, I didn't grow up in your era. I'm younger than you. I didn't have access to the information. And it's like, yes, you do. You're outside every day, just like me. You could, but whatever, right? I ain't gonna rehash that. Told her I wasn't gonna tell her what to do anymore. Told her I wasn't gonna control her. Told her she's got to use her free will. She didn't like that relationship. That's how it goes, man. A lot of chicks, men they're not attracted to, they lie to y'all and say that they don't want to submit and they don't want to be controlled. They do. And that's a hard challenge for women who want to take this path, because they gotta do what thou wilt. They gotta do what thou wilt. They gotta take this path because they want to, not because the man that they're in love with is taking this path and they want to submit to that. And men, y'all gotta realize, it took me 26, 27, however old I was. It took me 27 years to realize that was the final step that was holding me back. I gotta stop telling people what to do. I gotta just let people do what thou wilt. And I also resigned from the job where I was telling people what to do earlier that year, because I was walking around and I was looking at this portrait in the building, and something just told me to leave. Resign right now. Get out of there. So I clocked out. As soon as I made it back to my car, I called my lieutenant and told him I was resigning. Oh, Grim, you're doing us dirty. You know we need officers. Why are you leaving? Hey, man, I gotta go, right? And, you know. And then a year later, guess who I saw at the fucking Royal Farms? That same lieutenant. Guess what he was doing? He tried to give me a Lyft referral code because he's a driver now. So he realized it too. But unfortunately, his position, realizing that isn't going to do him any good. But it'll do some of y'all some good. Wilson Brown, this will do you some good. And you know, dude number 2 who I banned from my channel a couple of days ago, I made a video about banning dude number 2. He incorrectly said that it's DJ Hives' book I'm talking about. It's not DJ Hives' book I'm talking about. It's dude number 1's book who I'm talking about. But yeah, I wanted to make this video because you will revert back to your prime years, but there's stuff that your body was never capable of before that it is capable of once you get it, once you figure out how to get it, okay? If you go on fucking Google and Wikipedia Wilson Brown, it'll tell you anxiety is impossible to cure. There's no medicine for it. You can take medicine the minute. Fuck that shit. You've told me that you want to completely get rid of it. You gotta fully get it, man. I realized what my final step was in 2021. I don't 100% know what's holding you back, but you gotta sit down. You gotta meditate. Well, you don't gotta do shit. Let me take my own advice. Do what thou wilt. You don't gotta do anything I'm telling you. But I would advise you to sit down and realize what your mistake was, what your final steps are gonna be. And then once you fully get it, this anxiety shit, you're gonna be laughing like I'm laughing now. Back in the days when I couldn't tell the difference between blue and purple. You see that blue dog Grover right there, and the dog wasn't blue, it was pink. Oh man, yeah, my eyesight was bad, and I never even knew it. But I can laugh at that now. And Wilson Brown, once you figure out what your final step is, you can laugh at this anxiety shit years from now too. Catch you guys in the next video. This didn't need to be a long one. I said I was gonna make it. It took me a couple of days to make. I got a life outside of YouTube, man. The gossipers think that YouTube is my life. I actually wrote down to make this video, and then like 5 fucking days passed, and I'm like, oh shit, I should probably make that video now. But I made it. Hope this helps you out, Wilson Brown, and the other people. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.